Senator Bato de la Rosa recently called for U.S. sanctions against those involved in the International Criminal Court's ICC case against former President Rodrigo Duterte, citing an executive order signed by President Trump. This request has sparked widespread debate, but the real question is, does the executive order support the Duterte camp or simply address U.S. interests? And is the Duterte camp overly optimistic about Trump's stance on their case? In early 2025, President Trump signed an executive order that targets ICC officials involved in investigations against U.S. military actions. While this order has implications for U.S. interests, it does not specifically support the Duterte camp's legal battles. Senator de la Rosa's request to impose sanctions on those who helped Duterte face the ICC reflects an assumption that President Trump will intervene in the Philippines' domestic issues. But Undersecretary Claire Castro has stepped in to clarify the true meaning of the executive order. Castro emphasized that the executive order signed by Trump is not a tool for foreign political interference, especially in the Philippines. She clarified that the order focuses on the ICC's involvement with U.S. citizens and does not extend to support for Duterte's fight against the ICC. Castro's statement aimed to set the record straight, putting a stop to the widespread assumptions within the Duterte camp that President Trump would actively support their legal strategy. What's troubling, though, is the ongoing narrative that has been pushed by Duterte's camp, suggesting that Trump is on their side. This rhetoric first gained traction during the presidential inauguration of 2025, when Duterte's supporters falsely claimed that the former president was invited to Washington. This misinformation was quickly debunked, but it still contributed to the misleading idea that Trump's administration was in Duterte's corner. The Duterte camp has long assumed that Trump would back them in their battle with the ICC, but this assumption doesn't hold up. The executive order simply addresses U.S. sovereignty and its stance on ICC investigations involving U.S. personnel. It's not a green light for Duterte's camp to expect American intervention in their fight against international law. By continuing to spread these assumptions, the Duterte camp risks misleading the public and distorting the facts. The reality is, President Trump's executive order does not provide the political leverage they hope for in their battle with the ICC. And while the Philippines can seek international support, it's important to recognize that global politics often doesn't align with personal interests, especially when it comes to legal matters. So, what does this mean for the Philippines moving forward? The Duterte camp's expectations of U.S. support seem misplaced, and the true implications of Trump's executive order are clearer now, thanks to Undersecretary Claire Castro's clarification. The question remains, will the Philippines navigate its legal battles independently, or will international dynamics continue to shape the country's future? Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more discussions on the latest political developments, only here on AngKampanero, Tinig ng Katotohanan, Tunog ng Kasaysayan.